Well, welcome to Fireside Yoga.
Thank you.
We have another guest appearance from my co-teacher, Mooka the dog. So she'll get her toy and kind of wander off and do her thing in a little bit. So I thought today, I was thinking about this last night, with the rain and how heavy the energy is, and just some, just kind of, people tend to be a little bit more sluggish. So I thought we could move a little bit. We can work on some twisting and do some detoxing, and we'll do some hips. So I think we'll focus on that today. So let's go ahead and take a moment and just go ahead and get your seat situated. So cross your legs. Let your eyes slowly start to rest closed. And don't worry about the posture at this point. Just let your body just kind of settle into this position. We start with the awareness of our breath. And as you begin to take deeper breaths, take a moment or two to kind of travel with the inhales and exhales. Visualize the breath as it circulates through the body, as it moves through, energizing, opening, and awakening areas within your body space. And then from there, slowly start to, without using your hands, slowly start to push your hips into the floor. Get a little bit more connected to the seat and the seat to the mat. And from that, you'll feel the torso begin to get a little bit longer and the upper chest begin to open just a little bit more. Take a couple gentle rolls of shoulders back and apart. And then reverse that direction. And then allow the hands to rest back into the lap and the shoulders are back and apart. We move into the lower abdominal region and start to engage the core. Feel even more of a gentle lift in the torso and an openness in the heart space. We've connected to the breath, we've connected to our posture, and we are in a position that we're balanced and we're sitting fully. And with that energy from this position, let's take a few deeper rounds of breath. And from those deeper rounds of breath, we'll allow the possibility of an intention to come to us. We can always set the intention through the practice, even well after the practice. But just allow the doors to slowly start opening, so if that intention is out there, it should come to you organically. It should come to you without a whole lot of effort, because those are the true meanings of our intentions. And then from that place the left hand into the heart. Place the right hand to the back of the left. We'll take a few moments to breathe into that space, and again allowing the body just to be in this position. Breathing with gratitude for those things that we have in life. We take a deep breath, we bow our heads. From that, we lift the chin and then simply release the hands in this stacked position to the lap. Palms are facing up, right hand supports the left. Take a moment or two to deeply breathe into this openness that we've created with this mudra of our hands, And allow that to symbolize an openness and an opportunity to receive the benefits of our intention, the benefits of our practice, the benefits of fellowship with our friends and our family. And from that place, we gently blink open our eyes. And from that, just kind of start rolling the head around a little bit. Either direction is fine. We'll do both sides or both directions. We stay strong in the core just to start to work and release a little bit of the neck area. One of those real tricky areas that can hold tension and stress, especially when the weather's, as it has been the last few days, rainy, kind of windy and cold, thick. Let's do one more this direction, and then we'll come into neutral and then simply reverse that direction. Opening and releasing some tension that we may have in the neck and shoulders. We'll tap into that area on and off through the practice. Let's come back into neutral after this one more full round. And then the head is back to a neutral position. Simply look over your left shoulder. Sit up tall, pull the right shoulder back, pull the left shoulder back. Keep those actions, come back into neutral, look over your right shoulder. Pull the left shoulder back, pull the right shoulder back. Come back into neutral with an inhale, exhale, chin falls to the chest. We swing the left ear over towards the left shoulder, getting a little sensation on the right side of the neck. We back into neutral and we take it to the right, left side opens up. We'll do one more each side with a variation, chin back to chest, left ear, left shoulder. And then from this position, look down your left shoulder a little bit, so just kind of gaze down the front side of your body on the left. Keep the head in this position and then transition your gaze about halfway up towards the ceiling. And then more into a neutral position, chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder. Take your gaze down the front part of your right side. And then slowly lift your chin, looking up towards the ceiling a little bit. And then go into the neutral position, chin back to chest, and then lift your chin back into a neutral position. Transition your hands behind you, roll the shoulders back and apart. Really feel like you're leaning forward, almost to the point where the seat's going to come off the ground. And lean in towards the cross in the legs. Take your hands out and just rest on fingertips for a moment. Re-engage your seat into the floor. Draw the shoulders back and then walk it to the left a little bit. We'll do 2 rounds of this, so let's take it easy on the first one. And as you walk it to the left, the right hip pulls back and down. So we get that right side, that right sit bone moving actively into the floor. And then we transition back into the neutral position over towards the right. Again, keeping it a little shy of where we think we can go. Left hip moves back and down. Root the sit bone on that left side. Get that nice openness in that left hip. We'll move back into neutral. Last time to the left. Perhaps we go a little bit further over. The same actions though. Pull that right hip back and then root it. Push it down into the floor. Find that connection. And then come back into neutral. Last time to the right, a little bit further over perhaps. And then as you do, left hip pulls back and anchor it. Push it down. Just some very subtle ways to open that left and right hip joint so we can potentially access a little bit deeper posture a little bit later on. Good, come back into neutral. Take the fingertips a little bit further. Take a deep, full breath. As you inhale, move the shoulders back, lift your chin. Very similar to a cat-cow position. Exhale, round, and look back towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward, lift the heart, shoulders are back. Exhale, round. Let's do this a couple more times. Two more. Last one. Let's come into neutral. Slide your hands out to the side of your hips as you lift your torso. Take that left arm up and over towards the right. Stretch the left side. Left hip moves down. Left fingertips move away. Stretch. Now engage your core a little bit more. Left hand comes back down. Right arm moves up and over. We'll start to pick up the pace a little bit here, but we want to stay connected to the integrity of our posture. Right hand down, left arm comes up and over. So starting to move a little bit deeper into the body, into the side, over to the left. Back to the right. And we'll do this a few more times, but staying again very focused on the movement, the quality of movement from side to side. Allowing the hip to stay anchored, allowing our core to be engaged, to protect the spinal movements. Good. Let's do it a few more times. And then as we continue this nice pattern of rocking from right to left, we're going to add a little bit more movement in about 3 more rounds. To the left or to the right. Back to the left. Now this time, as the right hand comes down, the left arm comes up, and you start to dip that left arm down towards the right knee, sweep it across, and then transition the right arm up and over and stretch. That right arm is going to retrace its steps, dropping down towards the left and sweeping across over the right, and then the left is going to follow that transition to the right. And then we switch back to the second side. We'll do this a few times. Again, staying active in your core, being mindful and connecting to the integrity of the posture as you move from side to side. Good, a few more times. Let's do 2 more each side, so 4 total. Two more. And then as the left arm comes up and over, you stretch, and then just simply release the left hand coming back into a neutral position. Now take the right arm up and drop it to the left knee and twist over towards the left. Gentle twist, nothing big. Shoulders are back. So today's practice will really focus on being mindful about the integrity of the posture. Trying not to go to the full expression for our bodies and just taking it a little bit shy of each position just to make sure that we're stable. The asana or pose that we're in is coming full with quality. And then take your right hand over and switch to the left hand to the right knee. And then from that, come back into neutral, hands on your knees. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round chin to chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Let's do this a few more times. Two more. One more. And then neutral. Take your deep, full breath. Audible exhale. Let's transition to an all fours position. Let's do a little work from here. So as we come to all fours, spread the fingers, lean back a little bit, take the heels of the hands and root them and take the fingertips up. Place the pinky down and then pull the four remaining fingers away from the pinky. Slide your shoulders back over your wrists, knees are hip width, toes are tucked. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest. Cat-cow. A few more rounds of this nice fluid movement. Seeing and continuing to see where the body is and explore. Perhaps we're still connected to that breath as we travel with it as it circulates through the body, bringing energy. And then from there, let's start a little circular movement. So you can do either direction first. We'll start one way and then we'll certainly capture the other direction. Starting to get a little bit more involved with the joints. Our circle space can be as much as we want. We can take heels all the way down to our seat, all the way down towards our heels if we like. A few more this direction. Staying strong in the core. And since we've switched positions, we can really start to focus on the action that draws us into the midline. So as this position, we forearms squeeze in and the inner thighs squeeze in. One more this direction and then pause at the top and then we re-engage opposite direction. Couple more rounds of breath. Starting to really feel the body open up. As we move the joints, they become more open. Move with a greater sense of freedom. And then we'll come back into a neutral position. One more circle to whichever direction you're going. We come back, boom. Left leg goes back. We're going to lift that left foot off the floor. We're going to stretch through the left heel and then move the left heel over to the outside on the right. Round your back a little bit and peek over your right shoulder towards the left foot. Feel that left side get a little longer. Stretch. And then perhaps that left heel pushes back away from the body. Back into neutral. Left leg lifts, stays lifted, push it back. Right hand walks out. Stay strong in the core. Maybe the right hand comes off the floor. We inhale here. Both hand and toes dip. They lightly tap and then back up again. We'll do 10 of these in a row. Breathe in quality of movement. 5 more. Three more. One more. Lift, knee and hand down, stretch, tops of the feet to the mat, stretch out your lower back, hips to heels, child's pose for a moment. Squeeze and round your back all the way up to the all fours position. Right leg moves back, round the back. Right foot comes up, move it to the left, round the back, peek over that left shoulder towards the right foot. And then once you're here, maybe push that right foot heel back a little bit to give yourself a little bit more space in that right outer hip. Just breathe. Good. Take that last deep breath in this position, push through that right heel and stretch. Good, swing back into neutral, right leg comes back and lifted, left hand walks out. Stay strong in your core, left hand can come up, inhale, dip, exhale. 10 in a row. Breathe. Stretch through the fingertips, stretch through the heel. Five more. One more. Stretch and reach. Left hand down, right knee down. Tops of the feet to the mat. Inhale. Exhale back into your child's pose. Stretch back. Move forward. Tuck your toes under. And let's stretch it back into our first downward dog. So once we find downward dog, as we did in seat, take a moment just to fiddle around a little bit. Pedal the feet, swing the hips. Connecting to a position of stability by simple actions within the body. Starting at the palms of the hands, we root down on the fingertips, we root down on the pinky side of our hand, allowing the shoulders to roll open. We gently roll the shoulders open at the shoulder girdle itself, and then allow the upper back to move in. We take a little bit of our hips and tilt them forward just enough to where we feel the back body get long. Hips continue to move further away from the hands as we stretch our heart back. Now from here we'll lift the heels and we'll roll over an imaginary ball into a plank position, top of the push-up. We'll stay strong in the arms from the shoulders. We push down to give yourself a little bit of rounding in the upper back. And we'll slowly release it back into our downward dog position. 2 more times of this variation, and then we're going to add a little to it. And reach it back into your dog pose. Again, quality of movement, keeping the integrity of the body. One more inhale forward of this variation. Strong in the upper back, strong in the arms, strong in the core. Take it back. Now this next variation is going to take us into a little bit different area of the body. So we'll move forward back into a plank. That left leg is going to stay lifted, and we're going to drop our right knee down towards the floor. We're going to shift to the right. Left hand is going to come to the hip. Left foot is flat. Right hand is heavy. Move that left shoulder back as we open up our heart, and then take your left arm up and over. Stretch. Now as you stretch through the left fingertips, commit the left foot and commit the right hand. Use your core, take a deep full breath, and as you exhale, drop that left hand down and start your big sweeping circles. Allow the entire body space to get active to support this movement of your left shoulder girdle, creating a deeper sense of movement and mobility in that joint. If you don't move it, you'll lose it. So again, stay nice and committed to the core. Work on your balance. This is actually a very good balance posture. We're engaging muscles to help us stabilize ourselves. 3 more in this direction. 2 more. And the last one, take it up, take it around, and we're going to pause at the top. And then we're going to reverse that circle. Again, keeping all the body active. Three more. Two more. And one more, and take that left hand back to the floor. Roll back, keep your left leg back. Lift it up, bend the knee, and take about 10 little hops with that left foot. So just kind of move that left leg up and back, going into that glute for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee underneath your hip. Take a breath, inhale forward, exhale right foot back, left foot back, plank, downward dog, exhale. Pause and downward dog. Reconnect to the posture, set it up. Take your hips back and stretch. We're going to move into our second side, so I'm going to have my back to the camera, which will show you the actions of the body from a different perspective. Lift the heels, move into a plank. Right knee stays lifted this time, left knee comes down. Shift to the left, right hand to the hip. And then from here, move that right shoulder back, move that right foot down, and move the left hand down. Stretch the right arm up and over. Reach. Take a deep, full breath, and we're going to start our circles with that right hand. Drop it down. Again, using the entire body space to support this movement. About 3 more. One more. And we'll pause at the top, and then we'll reverse that circle. Three more. Two more. One more. Reach it up, and then release that right hand down to the floor, roll back, right leg stays long, push through the heel, lift the right leg, bend the knee. From here, square hips and shoulders and start your little pumps, 10 in a row. 10. Three, 2, and 1. Stretch it out, right knee on the floor. Take a breath, child's pose for a moment before we transition into our down dog. Stretch the lower back, reach the hips back. And then from that position, all 4's toes tucked, downward dog. Stretch it back. Pedal the feet. And then from this position, we're simply going to walk our feet halfway up the mat. And then walk our hands back towards our toes. Take a little bit wider stance. Bend the knees. Excuse me, and then sway your hips from left to right. Torso goes opposite direction. Just kind of move a little bit here.
Feeling no pressure in the shoulder and the neck, so you get some space there. Staying strong in your legs. And then come back into neutral and actively take your hips and try to pull away from your heels. And as you do, you're going to notice the thighs, especially the upper thighs, move back. There's a slight tilt forward in the pelvis. So going deeper in that back body, and we're folding. Half lift, inhale. 2 more folds, exhale, fold. Again, with a little wider stance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. We pause at the half lift, bending our left knee, working on straightening our right leg, and then walking the hands just a little bit to the left. We'll do 2 of these in a row. Now pull that right hip back. It's the same action we did on our seat. We're just in a standing half lift. As that right hip pulls back, we have more space in that right hip now. So it'll feel different. It'll feel more space. It'll feel that you can access a deeper expression. Keeping the integrity of that movement, which is important. Come back into neutral, bending the right, straightening the left, walking it to the right, and then pulling the left hip back. Come back into neutral, second side, last side. Maybe the hands walk a little bit more towards the left. And then from there, bend the left and work on straightening the right and pull your right hip back again. More space. Come back into neutral, walk it to the right, bend the right, straighten the left, and then from there, pull your left hip back. And breathe into that. Come back into neutral, full breath at the half lift, exhale and fold. Bend the knees, scoop the tailbone, and slowly release all the way up into your standing posture. And once we come to standing, we take our hands next to our side body. Keep the feet that little bit wider stance. Take your breath, stay strong in the core, chin goes back to the chest. Left ear moves to the left shoulder. And then from there, take your right hand and try to stretch it down to touch your right foot. So notice a little bit of stretch in that right shoulder. Releasing whatever tension may be stored in that area. And then come back into neutral, take the right ear to the right shoulder, and then the left fingertips move down. Breathing to that space. Good. One more time to neutral, to the left. Take your right hand and stretch it down towards your right foot, but this time take your right ear and pull it a little further away from the right shoulder. Stretch into the right neck. Go a little bit deeper. Go up into the skull. Go down into the scapula of the shoulder blade. And then keep that, come back into neutral. Right ear, right shoulder. Left side starts to get long. Left hand moves down. Left ear moves away. And slowly come back into neutral, lift the chin, inhale. And then from there, stretch your arms up, reach, get as long as you can, and we're gonna exhale and fold. Half lift, inhale, exhale and fold. Standing, inhale, stretch up, use your arms and reach all the way up over your head. Exhale, hands to side body. 5 of those in a row. Inhale, keep the integrity of the posture as we move up and as we fold. Half lift, exhale, fold. Standing. Exhale, hands to side body for 5. 4 more. Inhale up and release. Stretch and lengthen, legs are strong. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to side body for 4. Inhale up. And release, exhale. Half, fold. Standing. And releasing for 3. Inhale. Exhale. And releasing for 2. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Stretch. And release. Continuing that pattern, we're just going to add a little bit to it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Half lift, left leg is going to step back, so we're in a runner's lunge position. Now from that position, turn your left heel in, so the heels to connection is right heel to left heel. Right hand comes on the inside. Stay in this half lift and walk your hands just off the mat to the left. Stay straight in the arms, take your right hand to your right thigh. Push down into both hands and open up towards the right. And as you find that subtle twist, pull your right hip back a little bit and stretch. Keep the crown of the head moving forward, keep the shoulders moving back, keep the heart space moving forward, and keep that right hip moving back. For 3, 2, 1. Look down, right hand down, and then take about 2 steps forward with your hands as you come into a deeper expression of this running, lunging warrior. So let that right hip dip a little bit more. Get a little bit more active in that right side body, pulling that right hip back and soften your heart for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back. Find your runner's lunge. Take a breath. Left foot forward. Half. Exhale, fold. Standing tall. Inhale, leading with your heart. And then we release hands to side body before we move into our second round. Take a deep, full breath. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Excellent. Let's do the second round. Inhale, arms up. And fold. Half, right back. Right heel turns in. Walk your hands just off the mat to the right. Left hand to your left thigh. Push into both hands so we're not down here and collapsing. We're lifting up. We're bringing in that psoas as that left shoulder moves back and this left hip pulls back. Stretch. Shoulders are back, crown of the head forward. Take a couple rounds of breath. For 3, 2, and 1. Look down, left hand down. Walk your hands a couple lengths out and then soften in the heart. Pull that left hip back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walking back into the runner's lunge. Step your right foot forward, half lift. Exhale and fold. Standing. Stretch all the way up. Exhale, hands to side body. One more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Half lift, left leg moves back. Left heel in, hands off the mat to the left. Right hand to the right thigh, push into both, open up again to the right. Perhaps that right shoulder moves back a little bit more. Feel a little bit more length in your torso as you pull the right hip back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands forward. Last round, left side. Stretch. Pull the right hip back. Soften the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back, runner's lunge. Inhale here, left knee down, exhale. Inhale, take your arms up. Move into a cactus. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up, inhale. Right hand, left wrist, lean to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Neutral. Hands down, left knee lifts, left foot forward, half lift. Nice deep fold, exhale. Standing. And releasing. Beautifully done. Last side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Half, right back, right heel in. Off to the right, left hand, left thigh. Push down, lift up. Get into that mid-back range. Really stretch the shoulders back. Take the crown of the head forward. Left hip moves back. Stretch. Get that thoracic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the right. Walk it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Runner's lunge. Inhale. Right knee down. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Stretch. Cactus perhaps. Shoulders are back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. Inhale. Left hand, right wrist. Stretch over to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, hands down. Right knee lifts, left leg back, downward dog. Pause. Take a moment to connect to your down dog position. 5, 4, 3. Start stepping your feet a little closer together. Now move into about a 3/4 plank. Not quite in full plank expression. Take your right knee into your chest. Take your right ankle and cross it on the top of your left knee. And then move it back into your downward dog posture. Stretch it back. Okay? Stay strong. Everything else remains constant. Both hips are moving back. Right foot is flexed. Upper back moves in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move forward, taking that right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Pigeon prep. Hands off the mat. Tuck your left toes under and scoot your left leg back, dropping the pelvic floor down towards the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And then exhale, either forearms or hands all the way out as you find your pigeon pose. Now, remember, kind of the theme of this class is keeping and being mindful of the integrity of the posture, not feeling the need to go beyond where we should be, okay? So taking some nice deep rounds of breath, letting the body just accept this new offering. Good. Now, from this position, we're going to walk our hands back about halfway. Now, we're going to do 2 twists from this position. Our right hand is going to stay on the mat. Our left hand is going to transition to the sole of our right foot. We're going to push down into both palms and we're going to come into a back bend. We're going to look over our left shoulder. Perhaps we see our left foot. Stretch. Try to envision the torso getting longer. Try to envision that belly button moving up into the chest to give yourself that length that we need to enhance this twist and to be mindful and to go deeper to the body. 3, 2, 1.
Now, we're going to switch. Left hand is going to go to the mat. Right hand is going to go just to the inside of your right thigh. You're going to push up, and you're going to reopen again to the right. Now, as we open again to the right, that right hip pulls back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look down. Right hand down. Left knee lifts, and then scoot it back. Downward dog. Again, pedal the feet back and forth once you find dog pose. And then from there, scoot the feet a little closer together again. 3/4 plank, left knee to chest, left ankle over the right knee, and then move it back into your down dog. Stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. Move forward, taking that left knee right in placement outside the left wrist. Draw that right leg back. Hands on either side. Inhale, full breath, shoulders are back. And then exhale, release onto your forearms. Take about 5 breaths. Again, allow the position in the body to come together naturally. Okay? Some very active postures here, but we want to keep that softness as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. Walk your hands back, that half lift. Walk it a little bit to the right. Take your right hand to the left foot. Left hand is flat. Open up and peek over the right shoulder. Maybe you see your right foot. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gaze forward. Simply switch hands. Right hand flat. Left hand to the thigh. Again, lift up and then peek over that left. Pull the left hip back. 5. Nice big twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Look down, and then from there, release both hands. Transition into our last downward dog. Left knee back, stretch. Reach. And then from there, release the knees to the floor. And then from there, cross the shins, roll back, take your legs forward, and let's come to our back. Nicely done. Just take your feet to the floor. Move a little side to side so you feel that connection of the back to the mat, specifically that sacrum area. So engage the core, pull it down a little bit so you feel that lower back. Now flatten out just a touch. Couple rounds of breath. And just take a moment here to experience what the body is offering. We pretty much moved for 50 minutes straight. So just take a moment or two to let the body settle into this new position we're in. Slowing down the pace of the practice. Allowing, again, everything to remain constant, but moving towards that more slower, tranquil speed. Feet together, left ankle over the right. Bring your right thigh in and then interlace your hands behind that right hamstring. Right knee is at 90 degrees, right ankle is flexed, left ankle is flexed, back of the head on the mat. Shoulders are down. Take a couple breaths. What we want to be careful of here is that we don't get too over anxious with this left knee and try to push through the knee. What we want to access is this area down here, that outer left hip. So we want to feel that we're rotating it externally. So feel that you're moving that whole left side from that left hip joint. So it's a big sweep towards the top of the mat. And that's the action that you want. And then from there, perhaps that right foot goes up. Now to get a little bit more active in the core, perhaps we release our hands. Maybe they go to a T, maybe they go over our head.
Keeping the right foot long, moving the right toes back a little bit for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the figure 4, take the right foot to the floor, take a breath, and then as you exhale, take your knees to the left. And as the knees drop to the left, let that right arm stretch over your head. Keep the left ankle flexed. Keep that right shoulder from a level of 1 to 5. Keep it at about a 2.5 from a heavy perspective. So just kind of drop it down, not forcing, just about half speed. Allow there to be a little reach through the right hand. And from that point, take your right arm back, somewhere along the body. You're going to exhale back into neutral and then immediately take your legs to the right. Now, there's something that I've changed a little bit here from prior classes. Typically in this position, I would just extend that left knee forward. But what I've found is, depending on the body and depending on how you're made up in this hip joint, perhaps it is more beneficial to bring the left knee, in this instance, to the body, so creating more internal rotation as opposed to pushing it away and getting the external rotation. So the bottom line is find a position that is comfortable for you, that you feel you're able to access the highest level of benefit for this particular posture. Safely, integrity, quality, and balance. Good. Exhale back into neutral, both feet to the floor. Inhale, cross the right over the left, flex the right, left thigh comes in, lift the shoulders, set your pose, left knee 90, right foot 90, and then release the shoulders back down. And then again, that right hip moves forward. Try not to move the knee, rotate the hip. And you're breathing here, a couple rounds of breath. And then perhaps that left foot goes straight up. Maybe the hands come off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot to the floor. We'll do the counter twist first, so take it to the left. Again, right knee can move forward, external, in, internal, whatever feels best. Take a full breath. Back into neutral and simply take your hand or your knees to the right, scooting the left hand over your head. Again, that left shoulder gets about half speed, so a little bit heavier. Take a breath, come back into neutral, take both feet to the floor. Position your lower back into the mat, bring the knees in and find happy baby pose. Maybe a light little side to side to continue to move those lower back area into the mat. Maybe stretch one leg out, straighten it, draw it back in. Maybe to the opposite side. We do 1 or 2 on each side. Stretch. And then slowly take the feet back to the floor. Soles of the feet together, and then let your arms just kind of flop out to the side. Knees are falling away from the body. You're stretching the thighs. Now we'll take a couple minutes in a resting posture. We can stay in this openness in our inner thighs and kind of stretch there and relax. Or if you want the more traditional form of Shavasana, then you're welcome to extend the legs straight forward. Find a resting place for the hands that are comfortable, maybe on the body space itself, maybe back to that heart space. Maybe taking that moment of silence to connect to an intention, perhaps. But just the next couple of minutes. So as you slowly start to begin that reconnection to your body, you slowly transition to a comfortable position for you. Once you find that position, take a couple deep rounds of breath, allowing the body to become more present. And then we connect back to our intention of our practice. We draw the right hand into the heart space. We place the left hand on the back of the right. We connect with gratitude to our intention, to our ability, awareness of ourselves to take the time out of the day to do a little something for you. We bow our heads to our heart, and the light within me honors and respects the light within you. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.